Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini Channel I. I'm Shara Mastenius.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines.
The state service, which has been restricted for 1.5 years due to the pandemic, returns to normal. A communique from the Prime Minister's office says that there is no truth in the stories being propagated regarding the Prime Minister stepping aside from duties. Measures to regularize fares of school transport services and the three-wheelers. A digital identity card for youth. The baton bearing the flame of the Commonwealth Games arrives in Sri Lanka. Foreign media focuses attention on the person who travelled across the North-South Korean border.
Now for those and other stories in detail, starting off with local news. The state services have resumed in the new year according to health guidelines today. All academic activities in the government and government-approved schools have also commenced with effect from today. The state services have been maintained amidst numerous restrictions for a period of over 1 year due to the COVID pandemic. With the implementation of the new directives, every government employee must report to duty as usual from today. All government as well as government-approved private schools have been reopened in the first school term of the year today. The schools have been closed for Christmas and New Year vacation on the 23rd of last month. All schools are being directed to function according to health guidelines. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 18 COVID-19 related deaths which have occurred yesterday. 7 of the fatalities were of the age of 60 and above. The remaining 11 victims were between the ages of 30 and 59 years. It has been confirmed that a person in China fort in Berrilla was afflicted recently with the Omicron variant of COVID-19 disease. 13 of the close associates of the infected person were directed for self-quarantine. Public Health Inspector of the area, R.J. Singha Bahu, says that the rapid antigen tests will be conducted on the afflicted. A total of 33,918,012 vaccine doses have been inoculated to the people in the country under the COVID immunization program. Accordingly, 15,993,891 persons have received the first dose of the vaccine, while 13,846,752 have received both doses. A total of 40,077,349 have received the booster dose thus far.
The Prime Minister's office in a communique says that there is no truth in rumours being propagated regarding the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa relinquishing duties. Major social and media networks were engaged in numerous propaganda in the past few days and also today over Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa leaving duties in the post of Prime Minister. The Prime Minister's office says that there is a false news item to mislead the masses. It also thoroughly rejects propagation of such false information. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has visited the Abhayarama Vihare in Narayanpeta this morning. He has called upon the Chief Sanganayaka of the Western Province and Chancellor of the Colombo University, the Venerable Muruthettuwe Anandathera, and received blessings. The Venerable Anandathera has requested the Prime Minister on this occasion to give leadership to overcome the challenges faced by the country. The Venerable Thera also said that the blessings of the Mahasangha and the people are being entrusted upon the Prime Minister to bring the country forward.
Today was the first day in the commencement of duties in offices in the new year. State services, which have been subjected to numerous restrictions due to the COVID pandemic, have resumed today under normal conditions. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa presided over the commencement of duties in the new year at the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister's Secretary Gamini Senarath hoisted the national flag. A minute of silence has been observed to commemorate the gallant soldiers who had laid down their lives on behalf of the motherland. Thereafter, the state service pledge has been delivered. Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardena has raised the national flag symbolising commencement of duties in the new year in Sri Lanka Parliament today. Staff of the Parliament has also attended the event. A 2-minute silence was maintained to remember the heroic soldiers who laid down their lives to protect the country. Deputy Speaker Ranjit Singh Balapitiya, Secretary General of the Parliament Dhammika Dasanayaka, Chief of Staff in Parliament and Deputy Secretary General Kushani Rohanadira, Additional Secretary Tikiri K. Jayathilaka and Medical Officer T.R. Patirana have also graced the occasion. occasion. Secretary of the Ministry of Mass Media, Anusha Pelpita, has presided over the ceremony held in connection with the commencement of duties in the new year at the ministry today. The pledge on the state services was also delivered. Commencement of duties in the new year at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation was conducted under the leadership of the Director General of Corporation, Jayampati Bandara Hinkana. All religious observances have been conducted on this occasion. The state service pledge was also given. Staff of SLRC, including executive officials, was also present.
නව වසරක ආරම්භය සනිටුවන් කරයි.
Chief of Defence Staff and Army Commander General Shavendra Silva presided over the ceremony of the commencement of duties in the new year at the Sri Lanka Army headquarters. The Sri Lanka Air Force has also commenced duties in the new year in the presence of the Commander of the Air Force, Air Marshal Sudarshana Patirana, at the Air Force headquarters today. An all-night period chanting ceremony organised by the Sri Lanka Air Force to extend blessings in the new year was held yesterday. An almsgiving for the Mahasangha was also took place this morning. Commencement of duties in the new year at the Sri Lanka Mahaweli Authority was held at the head office of the institute today. Minister of Irrigation Chamal Rajapaksa presided over the event. A group of officials, including the State Minister Siripala Gamlath, were also present. The Bank of Ceylon has also officially commenced duties in the new year today. The main ceremony was conducted with religious observances at the headquarters of the bank in Colombo. Opening of the new bank branch in the headquarters has also taken place in parallel to this event. Presentation of souvenirs to the staff also took place. Chairman of the Bank of Ceylon, Kanchana Ratwata, General Manager K.E.D. Sumanasiri, and a group of officials have also attended the event. Commencement of duties in the new year at the Sri Lanka Insurance Company has also taken place today in parallel to the 60th anniversary celebrations of the Institute. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Insurance, Engineer Vijitha Herath, Chief Executive Officer Chandana L. Aludgama, and officials have also participated in the ceremony held at the Sri Lanka Insurance Headquarters.
Anusha Pelpita, who has been appointed as the Secretary to the Ministry of Mass Media, assumed duties at the ministry in Pulhenguda today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa appointed Anusha Pelpita as the Secretary to the Ministry of Mass Media with effect from the 1st of this month. Among those who were present at the occasion of him commencing duties were Director General of Government Information, Mohan Samaranayak, and several senior officials of the ministry. Anusha Pelpita is a senior administrative officer with 34 years of experience in state service. He had commenced work for the first time in the year 1987 as an audit inspector. He was appointed to the accountancy service through an open competitive examination in 1990. Later on, he joins the Sri Lanka Administrative Service. He also held posts of Director General of Government Information, Director General of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, and Chairman of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Pelpita has been functioning as the Director General of the Sri Lanka Telecommunication Regulatory Commission since the year 2010. He is a reputed government official but was subjected to unfounded accusations during the regime of good governance. However, later on the judiciary acquitted Anusha Pelpita from all charges. He has returned to the public service as the Secretary of the Ministry of Economic Policy Planning and Implementation. He has also acted as the Chairman of the Development Lotteries Board.
Today is the Sri Lankan Day at the Expo 2020 exhibition being conducted in Dubai. Foreign Minister Professor Jia Pires, Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga, and representatives of the State of United Arab Emirates were present at the inauguration ceremony. The Sri Lankan Day inauguration ceremony was made colourful with the addition of several cultural features. The theme has been going forward with new ideas. Exhibiting centres have been erected in the desert area of 1,083 acres. 192 countries were participating in the exhibition. The exhibition is being conducted once in every 5 years since the year 1851. The Sri Lankan delegation has arrived at the Sri Lankan exhibition stall with an extent of 500 square feet after the inauguration ceremony. The Sri Lankan Tourist Board, the Sri Lanka Tea Development Board, the Export Development Board, the Sri Lankan Airlines and the Sri Lankan Board of Investment are maintaining stalls in the Sri Lankan exhibition. Special attention has been focused on the tea and gem industries of Sri Lanka. An exhibition stall has also been established to gain experiences on Sri Lanka's traditional fields of arts. The country is being promoted as a destination of secured health. It is believed that the Sri Lankan display would become a tremendous boost to attract tourists from many countries to Sri Lanka.
The uniqueness of the Sri Lankan experience, our culture, this is one of the great attractions as far as tourism is concerned. Not just the scenic beauty of the island, our valleys, our beaches, our forests, our fauna and flora, but apart from that, the spontaneity and the warmth of our people. Then the quality of our value-added exports, our tea, our spices, our rubber products, our gems and jewelry, our fisheries exports. So all of this is encapsulated in this exhibition, and also the opportunities that are available for investment in our country. So we would like to thank very sincerely all those who made this possible under the leadership of the Honorable Prasanna Ranatunga. It really is a landmark achievement which we are very proud and happy about.
Today is the Sri Lankan Day at the Expo in Dubai, and there are a lot of guests, and the pavilion is done by the tourist board, and they have done a magnificent task, and there are about more than 400 people visiting this stall, and they have given a good comments. Even the Home Minister in Dubai, he has commended the store. This will be good to our country, and the brand name will go with the Sri Lankan name all over the world. This will go all over the world, and this is good for the tourism as well as the trade.
I was very honored to attend. Our countries share more than 40 years of relationships together. These are deep and brotherly relationships which are cemented by the presence of more than 300,000 Sri Lankans here in the UAE, working and being the most productive in our community. We welcome more visitors from your great country. We look forward to more trade investments between our two countries, and we of course are grateful for the support Sri Lanka offers us in all our international affairs and nominations, and we know this support will continue, and we look forward to more and more relationships with your great country.
The Sri Lankan exhibition site has become a source of attraction of foreign nationals.
When we came to this pavilion, we were following by our hearts because we like your country very much. So we come here, we saw your tea, and it makes us warm. And it's so nice, like we come to our home. Our home is Russia, but Sri Lanka, we love it. So that's why we feel here as we come to home.
When I came to this pavilion, I really like it. It brings back memories from my visits to Sri Lanka. That was amazing. So my emotions are very good, I think.
I'm coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina, a country which is far from Sri Lanka, but we always heard about your famous teas and good people. When we went there, it was fascinating how approachable and nice, touching feelings of people were there. We visited many countries in the world, but honestly, I think that's the nicest people we met were from Sri Lanka.
The Dubai Expo 2020 exhibition will come to an end on the 31st of March. The next exhibition is scheduled to be conducted in Japan 2025.
From Dubai, we come back home. The government decides to grant a special allowance of 5,000 rupees per month to all government employees from January 2022. Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa announced all these relief measures agreed at a cabinet meeting held this evening. Well, in other relief measures, pensioners will receive a 5,000 rupee allowance from this month for a period of 1 year, and also the Samurdhi beneficiaries will also receive an additional allowance of 1,000 rupees per month from January 2022 this month. All essential food commodities and medicinal items will be exempted from all taxes under the new relief measures granted by the government, and many other concessions and relief measures have already been granted by the government for the benefit of the people.
State Minister Dilum Amunugama says that bus fares as well as school transport services and three-wheel chargers will come under the regularization of the National Transportation Commission. The State Minister has made these remarks on the occasion of the inauguration of a new school transport service by the Sri Lanka Transport Board in addition to the Sisusariya service. State Minister Dilum Amunugama said that the bus fares have been revised by 17% as they have stated. The National Transportation Commission publishes in newspapers of all revised fares. Accordingly, the SLTB and private buses are required to follow the publicised fare revisions. Price adjustments have been made according to the travelling distances. Currently, regularisation of school buses is not being conducted. The State Minister further said that the National Transportation Commission will register all school transport vehicles and issue school vehicle permits. This will enable to evaluate standards and charging procedures. A school transportation service, which would become an addition to the Sisus area service of the SLTB, is to be popularised. State Minister Amunugama also said that they have given instructions to install meters to all three-wheelers in the Western Province with effect from the 15th of this month. The three-wheeler charges will also have to be processed by the National Transportation Commission. Work in this regard is being carried out.
A diver engaged in the profession of catching exotic fish in the Dehiwala Sea was killed in a crocodile attack this morning. Well, the victim was a 53-year-old father of one child living in Ratmalana. A group of fishermen have witnessed how a crocodile of nearly 15 feet long dragged the diver and then dipped into the sea to catch exquisite fish. Although the fishermen have attempted to save his life, severe injuries have caused to the hand and chest due to the crocodile attack. Residents say the victim was reported to have died at the time of admission to the Kalbola Teaching Hospital. The crocodile was seen in the beachfront even after the attack. Environmentalists say that the existence of special type of saltwater crocodile species in the sea area has been reported on several occasions. Officials of the Attadiya Wildlife Office have commenced an operation to catch this crocodile.
The introduction of a digital identity card for the first time to the youth in the country has taken place today. Minister Nama Rajapaksa presided over the ceremony held in connection to this at the BMICH in Colombo today. Youth above the age of 15 to 29 years are allowed to obtain these digital IDs. They have been processed utilizing an information technology app which was based upon the internationally acclaimed blockchain technology. The new ID enables to identify skills as well as educational and professional qualifications of the identity card holder. The ID was symbolically presented to the youth at the ceremony. Officials of the National Youth Services Council and of Sports Ministry were present at the event.
The National Fertilizer Secretariat has been located in a new building today. Minister Mahindaranda Alutgamage and State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa were present on this occasion. The new building of the National Fertilizer Secretariat is established in the 13th floor of the second stage of Setsiripaya. The Secretariat has been brought to new premises with the objective of allowing it to discharge its responsibilities independently. Another reason for the shifting of the office was due to the lack of space at the Ministry of Agriculture. Officials of the Ministry of Agriculture and State Ministry of Agriculture were also present. Minister Mahindaranda Alutgamage said that the Fertilizer Secretariat is an institution which should function as an independent entity. The minister further said that up to now, they were engaged only in the distribution of fertilizer. He added that, however, the Fertilizer Secretariat has more responsibilities, including testing of imported fertilizer and to compile data on countrywide fertilizer production. The minister also said the Secretariat has been given the necessary facilities from today to perform duties independently.
The government of Japan says that further assistance will be extended for the digitization of the terrestrial television broadcasting project in Sri Lanka. Ambassador for Japan in Sri Lanka, Mizukoshi Hideki, made these remarks while joining the ChannelEye's Diplomatic Faces segment recently.
And speaking of Japan's involvement in our country, we do have our national television station, the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, which is in fact a project that was initiated by Japan. And recently, you did pay a courtesy call and held discussions with our Honorable Minister of Media, Dallas Alha Peruma. Well, Your Excellency, could you share a couple of highlights or a little bit about what your interaction was all about and what joint ventures you have in store based on those discussions?
Well, I visited the Minister for the Mass Media, Honorable Dallas Alha-Peluma, and we had quite constructive and lively discussions. Our discussions was mainly focused on the promoting the digitalization of terrestrial television broadcasting, DTTB. Government of Japan is supporting the DTTB project through the Japanese ODA loan, and this support contributes to the development of a DTTB platform and terrestrial digital broadcasting, such as transmitting stations and terrestrial digital broadcasting studios. In the conversation with the minister, he updated the progress of the project and expressed a willingness that terrestrial digital broadcasting in Sri Lanka will be started by no later than 2025. Japan is also expecting early realization of the DTTB in Sri Lanka. We make a commitment of continuous support for the project.
And with that, it's time to end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs. Take care and good night. Stay safe.